Do parents really have a major influence on the development of their kids? For the kids to be successful, parents on a daily basis should reinforce a resilient mindset and lifestyle in their children. Now, before describing both the characteristics of this mindset and strategies to strengthen it in youngsters, first let's understand today's environment. Advances in information technology have revolutionized how people communicate and learn in nearly every aspect of modern life. It is now possible for parents to actively participate in educating their kids with the help of technology. Despite all these advancements in technology, every child has different natural skills and interests. When these natural abilities are required to perform a task, the kid not only performs them the best but also is engaged. An engaged child learns the best. Every child is born with a superpower. Yes, you heard it right. Every one of us, we all were born with a superpower. Let's understand how a child's superpower can be unlocked for a brighter future. A future that is happy and successful. First, we need to understand what is the science behind success. In today's world, having a success mindset is important. Some real world examples of people with a success mindset are those with difficult upbringings who have gone on to make amazing things out of themselves. We have seen leaders who have managed to fight unbelievable circumstances and secure success. Each year, after 10th standard results, we read about kids who studied under street lights in the night or parents of rickshaw drivers who scored in the 80s. They all had a stronger mindset than most of the other kids. Talent is a natural skill or ability. An example of talent is the ability to sing well, draw well, excel in sport. Some say it is a God's gift. Catch them young, watch them grow. We all have heard this very often. Now, early identification of abilities or intelligence is crucial when it comes to helping children who are falling behind in studies or other activities. One of the most compelling findings from a recent research is that children who get off to a poor start in studies rarely catch up, and the consequences of a slow start in studies becomes monumental as they accumulate exponentially over time. Issues associated with failure to acquire skills early, these consequences range from negative attitudes towards studies to reduced opportunities for growth to missed opportunities for development and other skills. Some of the many causes of low self confidence may include unhappy childhood, where parents or other significant people, such as teachers, friends, siblings, were extremely critical. Poor academic performance in school, resulting in lack of low self confidence. Confidence helps kids cope with mistakes, it helps kids try again, even if they fail at first. As a result, confidence helps kids do better at school, at home, and with friends. Kids with low self confidence feel unsure of themselves. Ongoing stressful life events such as relationship breakdown or financial trouble. So, the science behind success is mindset, talent, early beginnings, self confidence. Now, how do you tackle them and how do you build on them? In this video, I want to share how a parent did something different, how they did not want to rely only on academic learnings for their kids. And what they achieved was much more than just academic excellence. These parents were like most of the other parents who provide their children with the best of everything and wish that the child grow up to be a happy and a successful individual. Let's see what these parents did. Rahul and Simran are a working couple in their early 30s. They are parents to two lovely children, Anjali and Aryan, aged 10 and 8 respectively. And in their family, they have a nanny as well who stays with them full time, who looks after Anjali and Aryan. Rahul and Simran have a good work life balance. They work 5 days a week, and on weekends is reserved for family together. Weekends are something that both parents and kids look forward to. During the week, kids spend time with their full time nanny, but on weekends, it's fun time. They go for outing, shopping, eating out, have their favorite pizzas, favorite burgers, ice creams, and what have you. And they also go to parks. Both Rahul and Simran wanted the best of everything for their children: best school, best clothes, best food, best toys, books, etc. And yet they were worried. I wonder why. Are we doing enough? However, however, both Simran and Rahul were not sure that what they as a parent were providing was enough to ensure that the children grow up to be mentally strong, self-confident, have high moral values, or are highly talented, other than just being bright in academics. They decided to meet with child counselors in their schools or professional child counselors outside the schools. They regularly went to parent teachers meetings. They talked to a lot of career consultants. They got a lot of inputs in terms what is best for their kids or kids of their age, what they are doing. And they got a lot of guidance in terms of what they as a parent should be doing for Anjali and Aryan. Yet they were not very convinced about everything. They thought that this is all the inputs that they got was too much, and also some of the ideas or advice which they got, they did not know how to go about implementing them. They largely felt that most of the suggestions were like a guesswork. Then they decided on to get Anjali and Aryan assessed on theory of multiple intelligence. Now, this theory states that each individual has different ways of learning and different intelligences they use in their daily lives. Now, this is something they found it both interesting and convincing. Then they researched further on this. Then they realized that theory of multiple intelligence is a research done by an American Harvard scientist called Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner says that multiple intelligence refers to the different ways students learn and acquire information. These multiple intelligences range from the use of words, numbers, pictures, and music to the importance of social interactions, introspection, physical movement, and being in tune with the nature. Rahul and Simran decided to unlock their kids' mental abilities and understand their learning style. Both Anjali and Aryan were given a test to assess their natural abilities. Let's find out what came out of that. Results for results for Anjali were her top three skills, natural abilities were interpersonal, linguistic, and logical, and her learning style was hearing, seeing, doing. Now, interpersonal skill are which allows an individual to thrive in social interaction. They make friends very easily. They create a rapport with their strangers. Linguistic skill, they're able to remember words. They enjoy reading, and they also pick up languages very quickly. They form sentences very quickly than most of the other kids. So the next time you see some kids who can recite poems by heart at a shot, then you know that child is has linguistic intelligence better than the others. People with logical intelligence, they process information through logic and reason. You'll find people generally with a logical intelligence to be very good at maths, because maths allows logical thinking to be used, whereas her learning Anjali's learning style is hearing. That's her primary strength. So whatever she hears, she remembers it. Even if she listens to a song or listens to teachers, she doesn't need to read, she will remember it well. So any charts that you show to her, any visual aids that you, she will quickly pick up better than the others. She doesn't need to practice like most of us would need to practice it. We have all gone through, we wrote all the letters, maybe hundreds of times to know that what is A, what is 1, what is Z, what is P, how do you write small p, how do you write, you know, capital P, and so on and so forth. Some of the career choices that Anjali could pursue. So if her interpersonal skills are very dominant, then she would excel in being a diplomat or in public relations, being a teacher, counselor, or even a social worker. If her linguistic skills are more stronger, then she could be a great copywriter, editor, lecturer, translator or interpreter as some call it, or even a broadcaster. And if she chooses to use her logical intelligence, then she could be a great software engineer or a lawyer or a doctor or a scientist or a military officer, where a lot of information needs to be thought through before taking any action. Now let's look at how did Aryan's top three skills were logical, linguistic, and naturalist. Logical and linguistic are there with Anjali also. Aryan, however, has naturalist as his third skill, and his learning style is hearing, seeing, and doing. Now, people with naturalist intelligence, they're very sensitive to nature. They like being outdoors. You'll find them amongst ourselves that there are some people who are very excited to go on a trekking, or they're very excited to go to picnic, or they're very excited to see butterflies, or if they have a garden, they would tend to it. So these people, they focus more on the surroundings, and they can relate to them very well. Now Aryan, if he chooses to pursue his career as a naturalist, he could become an animal trainer, a geologist, an horticulturist, or a marine biologist, or even a veterinarian. Now that we have understood their core skills and learning style, Rahul and Simran now were able to customize learning activities and solutions for both Aryan and Anjali. They got activities and solutions which was specific to each of them, Aryan and Anjali. Activities which help them improve their mental and natural abilities. Now, this is what Howard Gardner promoted. Now, their learnings become a method that is based on the unique needs of Anjali and Aryan. It was based on improving or maybe even getting them to practice on their mental abilities, strengths, and the learning and as per their learning child. This proved to be highly effective method to build Anjali's and Aryan's inclination and engagement in educational activities. They got them worksheets, books, even some movies which was suited to their core abilities and to their learning style. And the games, now they were not playing any random games, they were playing games which used their core skills and abilities. And because of this, both Anjali and Aryan, they started enjoying education like any, like they would enjoy playing with toys, going out with a mom and dad to outings. They started enjoying studies itself. With this freedom to move away from the traditional and visually based methods of teaching, both Rahul and Simran were now able to teach Anjali and Aryan more effectively, and even Nanny was now very relieved. Now, Nanny, by helping them to practice to their dominant learning intelligences, they found that Anjali and Aryan to be more productive, more receptive, and more willing to engage in the learning process. Some of the top gains that Rahul and Simran noticed in Anjali and Arya. Mission accomplished. Every child, every child is born with a superpower. The three steps is what Rahul and Simran did was, first they assessed their kids' core mindset. After having understood their core mindset, then they personalized the learning for their kids based on their individual mental and natural abilities. Remember, we talked about the top three skills with Anjali and Aryan. So both were not same. Some of the skills were same, but all were not the same. That allowed them to have activities which was focusing on their core and mental abilities. Now Anjali and Aryan were doing activities which both Rahul and Simran could understand what they are doing. That got them more bonded than ever before, which resulted in maximizing the potential of their kids. Now Rahul and Simran were happy that they are putting their kids on a path which will ensure that they are happy and successful.